using the auto trace, but when we trace the images, we're going to select certain points and shuffle them around. So if we jump into our new page, go place, I'm going to do it with a face and then I'm going to do it with the building to give you an idea. So here, bring in a face. I'm going to just put it on the auto trace. I'm going to stop it just because I know I don't want it on 25. I'm going to move it up a bit further. Stop. Check some of these other things. Ignore the whites. Stop it. Corners. I'm going to have less. Stop it one more time. Change the noise right down. Now we'll preview. Great, so now that we've done that, object, expand, we'll go OK, and then right from the outset I'm going to give it a fill of none, line of black, and I'm going to make that black line 0.1. Oops. I'll grab the direct selection tool and I'm just going to grab this. Oh, I thought there was an outside square. So now what I'll do is I'll grab a section. I might have to enlarge up on it a wee bit just so I can see what I'm getting. Now these darker points, if I click on them and drag, it will pull those points across. If I don't want these curves that pop out sometimes, I'll just highlight them with the direct selection tool, double click to delete them if I want to leave it to these straight lines. So I'll do the same here, grab a section, move it, do it again. Because I've got a fill of none, I can start from within a selection, pull it across. Again, if I don't like these curves, I'll click off, highlight the curves, hit delete twice to get rid of them. Sometimes the curves are nice to leave in, but at the moment I'm just going to take them out. Now there's also a tool up here where it's like the direct selection tool, but it's using a lasso. This, rather than doing a square, will let me pick a different kind of shape. Still need the direct selection tool, click on the points, and I can move them. These curves, if I don't want them, oops, highlight it, double click. Let's try pulling this side in a bit. Actually, maybe we'll pull that bit out. Again, don't want the curves, so I'm going to get rid of that. Double click. Get the lasso tool again. This time I'm even going to go over an area that has those lines in it. Now you can see it really going crazy with all the curves. Again, if it's too much, just highlight what you can and double click. I quite like this curve around the bottom for the chin, so I'm gonna leave that one. Come through here, highlight another area. Again, some of these, I've lost my curve around the chin. It's warped a wee bit. I mean, if I really want to, I could probably play around with these curves and try and bring it back to what I had before. I'll delete that one out and just leave it as one straight line. At this stage, if I want, I can take something like, I can click on this line, shift, click on another line, so I'll click on one out here, and I can go Object, Blend, Blend Options, Specified Steps, I'll leave it on 100, go OK, Object, Blend, Make It, and you get this sort of patterning coming across. You can do it with colours as well, so if I get this line, I give it a line of light blue, shift, I'll find there's a longer shape there, find that, it's still on 100 steps, so I'll just go Object, Blend, Make. It graduates from blue through to whatever the other colour is. Once I get to this stage, I can do the usual trick of grabbing areas, deleting it once, or deleting it twice to open up some of this negative space. I can do the same thing with the lasso tool, and grab an area, back to this tool, delete. Looks like it's got some nice shapes coming through. I'll delete it twice. A bit heavy up here, twice. I'm getting the square shapes coming through, which I'm not quite so keen on. There we go, so I'm starting to eat that back out again. And you can end up with pretty striking shapes. If I grab, actually I can probably use that same tool again, the lasso tool, so I'm kind of circling around this side of the eye. Let's see what happens if we give it a fill of pink, and this time the line I'm going to make white, 0.1. And get some beautiful, beautiful shapes coming out of there. Let's try another one through here, this time with blue. Whoops, a fill of blue, and maybe I'll leave the line as black. One, let's see. So you can get some beautiful things happening. This area here, I'll do it yellow, a line, none, so it just kind of blocks it in as a graphic shape. That might be quite interesting through some of these areas. A line, none, but the fill, block it in, and you can get some dynamic things starting to happen. So I'm just going to select all, delete that one, and I'll do it one more time, but this time I'll do it with a building, because what a building does, it's a bit more interesting, is you can play with the kind of 2-point perspective of it. So let's have a look. So we've got this, again, the same thing, I'm stopping it so I can set up the colours, take it back up around the 60 mark, check everything else, ignore whites. This time I'm going to say snap curves to lines, so that it takes on the kind of angular quality of the city, noise, all of that stuff looks pretty good. So I'll do the preview on. expand. Maybe it's already previewed, so we'll go OK, expand. Oh no, sorry, it obviously hadn't done the preview. Oh, okay, it's gone back to black and white. I do want to have it on auto color. Stop, and I do want to have it up around 60. I don't know why it switched back to black and white. The reason I don't want it on black and white is it will fill some of these areas in just as a solid black, and it'll give less line detail. I want to have the line detail in there at the moment. Oh, it looks like when it changed it, it's missed off the snap curves to lines, but I won't worry about it too much at the moment. So we'll expand it. Object, ungroup it a couple of times. I'm just going to delete out some of this sky. It's going to become a bit cumbersome and a bit annoying. So just hitting delete twice. Great. Command A is select all, and then I'm going to go fill none, line, black. My favourite at the moment, 0.1. And now we've got this. So what you can do is you can follow the angle. So if I highlight a bit here, I can drag it along the same angle that the building's on. I want the curve, so I'll just double click that one out. This one here, take a bit of that. Again, trying to follow the angle of the building. Grab a bit here. Oops, ended up grabbing one point. Follow the angle. This one here might be quite a good one. Following the angle across. This angle, pushing it out. This one. Back across. So you can end up with these remarkably beautiful lines that are trying to follow the perspective of the building. What happens here? Oh yeah, it's getting a bit fruity. I'll delete off those curves. So just a slightly different look through using the architecture. I just spotted a couple of curves that I wanted to get rid of, so I'll put it back in the window. And at this stage, this can be a really lovely one, like picking through some of these areas. And actually, I'll do it with this lasso tool. Fill. Sometimes you can leave the black lines in there. For this one, I'm going to take it out. And again, you can see there's structures through this. So if I go Command Y, which is just the preview, I can select some of those bits. Command Y to see it. Whoops, fill, yellow, lines, none. Again, just selecting out some of these areas. Fill it with yellow. This time the line, I'll leave the line in there as black, 0.1. And you can see, it just retains some of this detail in. Command Y, I might grab a little bit through there and just actually give that a line of black. 0.1 again. Maybe I need to bring it to the front. It didn't look like it, did it? So it's black. I'll leave the fill, whatever it is. And you can see there's that kind of darker line, but I'll take it back down to 0.1. And some of it you can see little bits of the detail coming back in. Maybe that just needed to be object arrange, bring to the front. Yeah, just to see it. It was just getting hidden behind some of the other colours. So there's lots of stuff here that you can play around with. Getting those colours coming through. So fill, and again, a line of none, and these beautiful little dots and pieces going up. So this one, fill of blue again, and this one I'll leave the line in there as black to retain a bit of that detail. Let's have a slightly closer look. Yeah, some beautiful shapes starting to appear now. Bits like this section just through there on its own starts to make a really quite an attractive piece of work. And all of these things, once it's everything's ungrouped, you can actually come in here and just pick some of these individual shapes out, clicking on them because they have no fill. I have to click on the line, this. Oops, not sure what I bumped there. We'll have a look. Green, fill, and so you can select out some of these little pieces and highlights.